Hey everyone, welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, and look who's beside me. Finally in the flesh. I guess away from active duty in the line of fire.
He's come out of the bunker, folks.
Thank God,
emerged.
because Admiral, this is your domain, my friend. You guys know from the thumbnails already, we're talking about Andor Season 2. The first 3 episodes dropped this past week on Disney+. And I'm thankful that this man's here because he knows Star Wars like the back of his hand. The king has no clue. You throw him in the galaxy, he's going to get lost. I'll tell you right now, I don't know who the Empire... Yeah, I do. I'm not that dense.
You better know the Empire.
I know the rebellion and what. I'm not that dense, but trust me, this man knows everything. So when I have to ask a question and have an answer to my question, I go to that man, okay?
Might not be the answer you want to hear.
Doesn't matter. Either way, Admiral, we're glad to have you with us. You know, I know it's been a while. You'll be here for the next 4 weeks, guys, because every week there's 3 episodes. Whether it's a Friday or Saturday, depending on this young man's schedule, we'll do it. And by then, you guys should have watched it by now. I don't want to hear no crying and complaining that we spoiled stuff because we're not going to get to every single detail. We're here to do overall, guys, a review on the first 3 episodes. So this is season 2, the first 3. Mm-hmm. So, Admiral, I'm going to ask you because you're the Star Wars guy, because this is your baby, okay?
All right,
the king is here he's the passenger. Literally, I'm the passenger.
He's the eye candy over here.
That's it. I just look pretty and ask questions. I don't know how pretty this gray beard, eh? You might as well just be a Jedi and just stay in the corner. You know? Anyways, as long as I'm on the dark side, we're good. I know. I feel it. It's okay. We're both doing well. We're feeling good about what we're accomplishing personally. But anyways, we're not here for that. Okay. Admiral.
Yep.
You're the Star Wars guy. Did the first 3 episodes deliver, and was it what you expected, my friend?
It did. I really did enjoy it. There's a lot of political turmoil going on in the galaxy right now. Rebellions are rising. The chess pieces are moving on the board. The Empire is scrambling to figure out what's theirs and to hold control. And they're putting chess pieces in place in order to maintain control and drive fear into the galaxy.
Yep.
There's going to be some intense things that are coming down the pipe. You can see the tension. You can see that they're doing everything that they can to cover up certain things and keep things hidden. The secrecy of the rebellion. It's good. It's really good. I'm really impressed with what Tony Gilroy did with the writing. I think that they've really done a good job of character-driven storylines, where it's not so much about like the Force and it's not so much about, you know, the action and everything.
Yeah, it's true.
But understanding the politics of what happens behind the moves.
Yes.
You know, I really have enjoyed that about Andor. Of course, there's action in it and whatnot. But even the dialogue and the storyline behind things, like the writing, I find is very good in the show.
Yes, it is.
And the rhythm is very good. And there's little clues that they give in the little conversations that they have. And it's very good. So I'm impressed. I think it really has delivered. You know, I mean, there's a couple of things I could say, like spoiler alert, the whole wedding dance scene. Okay, you know, right on, no problem. But it was a little long.
Over the top, guys.
A little long, you know, like we could have moved the story. There were some good bits in there, plot pieces. But, you know, if I want a disco party, you know, I'll go to, you know, a nightclub or whatever. I know. I don't need to watch one on TV, but it's okay. Yeah. But, you know.
It looked good.
They got to please all the generations, and there might be people out there that like it like that as well, right? So, you know, I know they have a broad audience in mind when they make these things. So if you like that sort of thing, great. For me, it's a little boring there. But other than that,
yeah,
I really did enjoy it.
I agree with you, Admiral. I like the individual storylines, like with that group of people on that planet with, what was it, harvesting wheat or whatever. They were waiting for Cassian to show up there.
Yeah, a lot of the refugees from Ferrix
I like
left.
That. Exactly. I like that little scene there and what went down. And you know what? This is not a perfect ride, guys. There's like a whole bunch of setbacks that these guys had to overcome. Like even during the wedding, like you're talking about, they're dealing with stuff. Not only they're supposed to put on in what I call an act, stuff was going down behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Admiral knew exactly what the hell was going on. The king was like, what the hell is going on here? You know, I'm like, I'm looking.
See that decisions that were made at the end of season 1, like with the foundation being set up, where Tay set up the foundation for Mon Mothma, so that her business transactions can stay under the radar.
That's right.
And that the funding of the rebellion can be secretive and covered up. You can see that starting to crumble. You can see that he's wanting to extort her for more money because he's taking more of a risk. So he's
to
using
keep his mouth
that
shut, like blackmail.
Just in her reactions, I was impressed with the acting of Genevieve O'Reilly there.
I must say, they did a good job.
She did a really good job in that scene where he just basically says, for the amount of risk that I'm taking, I feel undervalued. I thought that her expression was so good because she didn't express disappointment in her face.
No.
She kind of rolled with it.
Yes.
And she said, you know, we can look at it. Like, she basically gave the impression of, we're going to look at what type of number are you looking at. She knew he was going for more money, right? And she wasn't saying that she wasn't going to get him the money. She was basically saying, we're going to look at that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
She didn't hesitate to kind of like be open to.
Yeah. And then when she walks away, then you see the stress in her face. You could see there's so much going on. You know, the Empire, for example, as well, where we jump ahead. Sorry, the Admiral's phone.
It's okay. We're going back and forth, guys. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
You know, I just got to take a look here. I know we're live. You know, the Admiral.
Don't worry.
The Admiral has to answer as well.
But guys, we'll be jumping back and forth.
Big surprise. Likely spam, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. So
interrupting the podcast.
How dare you, simpletons, interrupt the King and the Admiral? They have to put their own 2 cents in, even if it's nonsense.
They know we're in a live feed here. I don't know.
Like the Admiral's saying, like, you know, back and forth.
Something very interesting was the gathering of senators as well as the Imperial Bureau of Security forces.
That was kind of awkward.
Yeah, when you see the return of Ben Mendelsohn, right? Director Krennic.
Yes.
He gathers them all on Gorman, the planet Gorman, into a room.
Yeah.
And basically tells them that the Empire wants to become energy independent. And there's an ore inside the planet that they can utilize to power things, right?
Yes, not the spiders that they're supposedly using.
And I think it's called what's it called? Calkirk or something like that.
Something with a C.
Listen, guys, I know Star Wars, but you know, this was a new one. So
King can't even pronounce it, so I'm not going to even try.
It's an ore that's inside the planet
that they need.
They're going to mine that because the Emperor's not going to want to rely on paying anyone for energy or nothing.
Self-sufficient.
He wants to be self-sufficient. He wants to control everything. So I think this planet of Gorman is going to get smashed big time.
Yep, it's going to be mined, right?
They're going to
destroy it.
You're going to see the Empire starting to tighten their grip. I think you're going to see some civilizations get wiped out.
I think so too.
And you're going to see people rising everywhere now.
More people are going to be joining the cause.
Exactly. It's going to get crazy, I think, in the next maybe not the next episode, but maybe the next couple after that, we're going to start seeing some stuff.
So you don't think the next 3 coming up, you think maybe the following? Because there's going to be 4 sets of 3 episodes being dropped.
I think it's going to be gradually more intense, and I think in the 3rd set of episodes, it's really going to start.
It's going to still indicate or kind of set up where it's headed, right?
Yeah, I think what we're going to see in the next 3 episodes is we're going to see maybe a little bit more of the Imperial side of things.
Yes, their point of view.
Yeah. Hopefully we see Vader and the Emperor show up at some point. I think we will.
They're talking a lot about it.
I know he was in the trailer, Vader, so I think at some point he's
eventually
show up.
He has to show up. If not, people are going to riot. I know that.
Yeah, so I mean it would make sense. It's all leading to everything. This takes place BBY 4 or 4 BBY, which means 4 before the Battle of Yavin. The Battle of Yavin is in A New Hope in the first Star Wars, where Luke blows up the Death Star. That battle in space is the Battle of Yavin.
Okay, that's what that is.
So when it said at the beginning 4 BBY, they meant it's 4 years before that event took place. So that's where they are in the timeline.
Thank God the Admiral's here, because the King doesn't even know what the hell was going on. 4 BBY, this, that, letters, alphabets, I don't even know.
Yeah,
but I kind of get it.
I really did enjoy it. I really enjoyed the first 3 of Andor.
So it lived up to your expectations, is what you're saying.
It did.
Because you're the Star Wars guy. For me, I'm going in blind. For me, it's like in one ear, out the other. Like, it's for me, I'm going as a person who doesn't like follow this heavily, and I enjoyed it. It was kind of slow. I didn't mind the whole, episode 1 with them stealing the TIE fighter and things going wrong.
Yeah.
Great. Shooting up. That's cool. That's Star Wars that I know from the original films or whatever. Crash landing and him trying to escape and outsmarting. Like, that's typical. Okay, you know what's going to happen. You just don't know how he's going to do it. And then to show up last second to rescue the people on that planet with the wheat there, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he got Bix and I forget what the other character's name.
But he rescued him. They lost one member, which was sad.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what his name was. But the older gentleman with the goatee who looks like the king. Brick or something like that.
They were all together on Ferrix.
Yes.
Though. They were all Cassian's friends on Ferrix, and they escaped
together. Exactly.
Together,
to leave.
right?
But it was cool how you came in, you rescued them, and they kind of, but there's so many little things here and there. But I like the way that, though, they did well, that everything's tying together.
Yeah.
They're having their setbacks, but everything is attached to each other. I can't wait to see where they're going with it. Like I said, still like this series so far. I like the first 3 episodes, I give it a thumbs up. As a person who doesn't follow it, I liked it. For me, it matters more what you Star Wars guys, like, the Admiral over here, what he thought, because this is down his alley. So he's giving it, okay?
I like it. I didn't, for me, because I know a lot about Star Wars. I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit.
Yeah.
Hearing the dialogue and understanding how the pieces are coming together as a fan is very cool.
Okay, makes sense.
And I think because they know where everything is going, they can build a map to get there very well with the writing.
The pieces of the puzzle are there.
And
good.
I'm a big fan of Andor. I find that
I love the first season.
Out of all the Star Wars series that have come out, I love The Mandalorian too, but I actually...
First 1.5.
For me...
That's what I have to say.
For me, Andor has been my favorite series out of the Star Wars
best
series.
produced, I would say, too.
Yeah, just the quality...
It looks good.
The quality of acting, just like the storyline, and I like the little story that's going on with Dedra and Cyril right now. She's one of the lead Imperial Bureau of Security commanders.
That's what I was going to mention. To go, how awkward did you find him bringing his mother and then having that dinner and what she says? What'd you think of that? Is there like that was so awkward? But you know what? I'm glad she stood up. Like I thought she was going to snap earlier.
Yeah,
that was one of the parts I kind of found I want to see this.
Dedra is very calculating. She's very intelligent.
Yeah, but she looks cold. She's
cold. Well, she's Imperial.
Yeah.
They're conditioned. You got to remember, she said that she was brought up in an Imperial orphanage.
Yeah.
Her parents died when she was young.
That's what I was going to say.
So she was raised in an Imperial environment.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. She's bred through the ranks of whatever the system that she was in.
Yeah.
But that was scary, man.
I think that might have been a lie, though, because there might be a little bit of a timeline issue there.
But do you think that maybe it's been implanted? Do you think she's been implanted as memories in her brain, because
Total Recall
or brainwashed? Don't they, in a sense, most of them have to be.
She may be conditioned or whatever.
Kind of propaganda.
I think she's lying. Personally, I think she's lying about her family because
I think so. Too.
Empire,
I didn't buy that.
Well, the Empire hasn't been around as long as she's been alive.
That she's claiming.
She's older, man. She's not young.
Yeah, she looks like
she's in her 40s, man.
That's what I was gonna say.
She's not young. There's no way, unless she just looks old.
Who's the guy she's with? What's his name?
Cyril.
He looks much younger than her.
He looks like
at least
he's in his late 20s, early 30s.
I was gonna say that. And his mother, like I said, how old is she?
60.
There you go. And she's annoying as hell.
Dedra looks like she's in her 40s. If she was raised in an Imperial orphanage, that means that the Empire was around before Revenge of the Sith,
which he knows his timelines.
It doesn't make sense with the timeline, folks. So I would just say that she's probably
fibbing,
just blowing smoke up the butt to keep the trail off.
She lying. She
lied.
What side she on?
Lied.
She's on the dark side.
She's on the dark side, so she's lying. But she established control with the mother right away. Basically, put her in.
Yeah, she as soon as he left, but he was acting like a little wuss.
Well,
Admiral.
He's like his mom said. He's always trying to prove himself, whatnot.
Yeah, but he's a wuss. You got to put him through your boot camp, Admiral. Put that guy in your. Come on, dude. You're working for. Your mommy gonna talk for you all the time.
Get him to do a couple of push-ups and sit-ups.
You embarrass me, man. I'm like, what is he, a mama's boy to the 10th degree?
I don't know.
They still have. I guess, Mama's Boys in the Star Wars
Yeah,
universe,
it was a little. I found
that took me a little back.
I found that
come
those
on,
scenes
dude.
were a little bit of filler.
Was it necessary though? That's what I was just going to ask you.
I think out of everything,
no.
Well,
are they trying to humanize her?
Like for her character development, maybe yes.
Okay.
Because you could see how she can take control of the situation completely.
Yeah, like in that meeting, how the big guy asked her, "What do you think? You don't buy what I'm trying to sell you here?" And she says, "Well, you're going to have to get someone on the planet.
You're going to have to get some rebels from Gorman.
There you
that
go.
are going to do the dirty work for you, right?
The politics or propaganda will only take you so far, right? Like I remember that part. No, that's what I'm saying. She has brain.
Smart.
It's like she's like 10 steps ahead of everybody. Like she sees stuff coming. She ain't psychic, is she?
I don't think so.
She better not be, or she's like some sort of evil Jedi that can read people's minds.
There's no
and
evil
thoughts.
Jedis.
Nothing yet.
There's no evil Jedis.
Oh, you know what I mean? The dark side.
They could be a dark side user or a Sith.
That's what I mean. She's not like related to that.
Only
they're gonna
two there are.
They better not be.
Master.
But we expect. I can't wait till Vader show up. That's what I want. When Vader should come in and wreck shop a little bit. You know.
I would love to see a scene with the Emperor come in and have like the council of people that he chose for Gorman. Yeah. And they screw up somehow and he shoots the lightning at somebody or something like that.
And just electrocute him.
You know, or something like that, or like
to shock the
give
system.
somebody a wave.
Say, you know what? He is who he is. You better not mess with him and not betray him.
Yeah, because you always hear
send a message, right?
One thing you hear about the Emperor is that he's not to be crossed, he's not to be trifled with.
But they haven't showed it.
And that's on all levels of people who serve the Empire.
Yes.
I want to see the.
He wants to.
He's never around, man.
He wants to see him physically.
I want to see him do
physical
something.
pain.
I want to see him do something, not to a Jedi or not to a Force user. I want to see him actually do something.
You want to see the physical presence. Why people should fear and follow him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, it's like hearsay. Like you got to do it because he's the bad guy. But where is he?
Yeah, you know, and I want to see him be able to like perceive like deception and those types of things that he's known to be able to do.
Yeah.
Like
maybe the next 3 episodes, man.
I think we're gonna see something.
Do you think the pace is gonna start to pick up, Admiral, in the next 3 episodes? You think it's gonna, because that's gonna be the halfway point, I think by the end of episode 6, which is the 3rd of that trilogy.
I'm wondering if they've written the arc to have one more season after this, because
they said it's the final season.
Did they say it's the final season?
Yep. Final season.
So they've time jumped 1 year. I know that. So this time jumped 1 year.
So what do you think they're going to jump the next set of 3 movies? Because obviously it's probably going to be like 5 years later, maybe. Does that fit in the timeline? Like how much of a timeline do we have?
It should end where Rogue One starts.
Which is how much from the events from the very beginning of Andor to now? Like, is that fit in the, what, two years? What is it?
Rogue One happened just before the Battle of Yavin, so it might be 3 years ahead.
So there's a 3-year, like, storyline that you can tell. That's where they got to fit everything in.
Yeah.
So they can only jump far ahead. Is it going to be 6 months ahead? A year? Like, is it going to be within a year?
How many episodes are there?
There's going to be 12. So there's 3. So there's 9 more episodes left.
You could do 3 time jumps.
So they can jump like 6 months ahead? That'll fit?
Yeah, you could jump like a
because last
year
season,
ahead, or...
how does last season? How many years does the last season take over? Like, is it a year's time? Because when does this one begin? Is it a year later?
This one begins a year after the events of what happened at the end of.
So technically, it would have to be everything fit in a year. This portion, is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, what I'm trying to say is to get to where Rogue One is.
Yes,
we probably need 2-3 years.
So then they can do. So basically, yeah, that makes sense. 2 years. So then you're looking at 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months.
Because what happens, you got to remember where Rogue One starts, and then Rogue One finishes. They stole the Death Star plans.
Yes,
yes,
and that's
from
when
Scarif, from the planet there.
Yeah.
And then you see that they're given to Princess Leia on the Tantive 4 ship.
That's right. That's right.
After they escape from Vader, after he goes on a rampage.
Yeah.
And that happens just before A New Hope, because the opening scene in A New Hope is the Tantive 4 flying in space, and it's the Empire, one of the Imperial cruisers, Star Destroyers, is shooting the lasers
to shoot it down.
And then they board the thing, and then capture Princess Leia.
Yeah, and that's where the story continues. So, wow.
So it's just the way it all goes together at the beginning of Rogue One. how long is that timeline in that movie? That's what I'm not sure.
Yeah, no clue.
I don't think there's any.
Is it like
in
months? Is it year? Like, is it the last year of what they're trying to accomplish? Like, we don't know. That's why I'm curious to see why there's 12 episodes and why have they decided to release them in bunches.
Unless they're planning on doing something else.
But I'd be going back to the future time stuff. I tell you right now.
If they're gonna time jump all the way to Rogue One, it might be clunky. I'm a little bit worried about that.
You think it might be like portions and then they'll it's out of order is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Like maybe the next is gonna explain.
Or they'll start another series with another facet of the rebellion that'll take us to Rogue One.
Yeah, because Cassian's a part of it. It wasn't any part of it.
He's part of it, yeah.
He's in the Rogue One movie. I know that.
Luthen's in it as well already.
But pretty much everybody else is gone, but those two, right?
Yeah, but what about in Rogue One? What's the guy there from Casino Royale?
Not Daniel.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay, yeah.
His character plays the scientist who designed the Death Star.
So we're gonna probably see him maybe in the last
maybe they
set
do a
of 3
series
episodes
on him or something, or he might show up.
He'd probably show up because they had pictures of whether it's from the Rogue One or from the series that we're gonna see this season. I don't know, but it looks very interesting.
We're all over the place here, folks.
It's okay, guys.
We're freestyling, just giving opinions.
It's all right, man. Well, overall
it was great. I liked it. Again, the wedding scene kind of didn't need that to be so long, but you know.
But you were happy with the first 3 episodes and where we're headed towards. Okay,
that's the main thing. I'm looking forward to the next 3.
Yes,
I'm enjoying the series. I'm a Star Wars nerd.
So you give it a pass in your books?
Oh yeah, big time.
Because I enjoyed it. I just was expecting a little bit more. But the thing is, I don't have the knowledge you do, so you can appreciate the dialogue that was being said. Like to me, it was like too much of this.
A lot of it's
and
for
not
the
of
fans.
that. A lot of that, you know. But
it's a lot for the fans, like for the ones who know a lot about this stuff. It's also
it was satisfying.
Yeah. A lot. It's also not for the fans too. It's also for the new audience as well, right? I would recommend.
Oh, I followed it, but I don't have like the deep appreciation or depth of what has been said. You know what I mean? Like the severity. It's like when you watch all the Marvel movies. If you didn't watch every single movie and then all of a sudden you decided to jump in and watch Infinity War and Endgame, it won't have that same impact.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. Like for me personally, because I don't have that knowledge like you do or that background of knowing what's going on heavily. I'm not going to feel it or appreciate as much as someone like you or any of the Star Wars guys. That's what I'm worried about at the end of the day. How's it going to hit me? You know? Because I've watched Rogue One. I've seen it. One of the better new Star Wars movies that they released in the last 10 years. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah,
okay?
it's good. Rogue One was actually good.
So that's why I was excited to watch this series. Even season 1, I'm like, okay. I want to see now the last year or 2 or whatever, because we didn't know how many seasons there might be. How's it going to lead up to that point? And then you're going to, and that's when you're going to feel, maybe I'll feel it because I enjoyed Rogue One. So I'm hoping I'm going to feel something at the end of it, like you.
Yeah, well, we have to wait and see what happens. I'm curious to see how they're going to handle the time jumps, if they're going to do them, or if they'll just like do a quick time jump at the end. To somebody flashing back.
The last 3 episodes are going to be like, okay, we're right just before it happens, kind of thing.
2 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
Something big happens.
Yeah.
And then it's like 3 years later.
Yeah.
And then
I think we're going to get the answers to that the next 3 episodes where they decide to do the time jump, if there's any.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the pattern for the rest of the season.
I think, because I think maybe it's foreshadowing a little bit, but the way they started it was 4 BBY. Maybe the next set of 3 will say 2 BBY.
So it gets closer to 0.
Or something. Maybe they'll go that route. I don't know. I could be wrong.
We'll find out,
Or 3 BBY or something like that.
There you go. All right, Admiral. I think we got to cut it there. It's already 24 minutes, man. We've been talking.
You talk a lot, man.
This guy, I tell you, when you give this guy Star Wars, we're dead. But you know what? This guy hasn't. He's making up for all the weeks he hasn't been on. So he thought, you know what? He'll make a big presence. So all you crybabies don't say, King, where's the Admiral?
I am still alive, guys. The Admiral's been at his home base in the bunker.
Top secret missions, bud.
It's busy on the home front. I'm a busy guy.
He's fighting wars on multiple sides, just so you guys can enjoy this little thing called Star Wars on your TV screen. So be happy the Admiral's here.
I don't claim to be an expert. I'm a fan. You know, I might screw up a few names here and there. I know what's going on in Star Wars, but you know what? I enjoy it. I have a good time.
That's it. That's
I
all
want
that
you
matters.
guys to have a good time too. We hope that you guys are enjoying these podcasts that we do. You know, we're just wanting you guys to be happy and enjoy your lives. And if we can make you laugh, or you know, if you enjoy the time,
Or make
with
you
us,
cry.
Yeah, you make me cry.
I know you do. Twist his arm to bring him here so he can talk to all you guys.
No,
How do you like that one? Just
but,
so I know exactly what he's saying.
We hope that you guys are all well. You're all doing well, and your families are all well, and God bless and everything. And we hope that it's all well. We enjoy doing this for you guys.
And remember, guys, at the end of the day, these, after all, it's make-believe. It's for you to enjoy. It's called entertainment. It's not called reality. So enjoy them as what they should be, to entertain you.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just because it's not what you might like or what he might like or whatever, doesn't mean that it's not enjoyable to other people. Keep your comments clean in the comment section or I'll delete you. You know?
We have our opinions.
There you go.
You have yours.
But you know, there's only one right opinion. And the Admiral? Yeah, him too, because you know what? Admiral can take the king on it, you know? He's going to be the sole survivor of this whole thing called YouTube. Anyways, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Check out our other reviews on our YouTube channel. Movies, TV series, you name it, the works. I'm watching one of the Admiral suggestion here, Cobra Kai. So eventually, down the road,
Cobra Kai.
you know, hopefully you can remember it. Maybe you'll join in when I'm done watching everything. He can jump in on one of the videos when we film for Andor. He can do that review with me. If not, don't worry, the king will do it himself. He's cool. You know, as long as I watch it, I can talk about it. So,
yeah, you got no problem talking.
Oh yeah, I never shut up. Like, share, subscribe, guys.
I don't mind, man.
Be the hell good. Don't bug the Admiral. He's going to come after you. Watch the Star Wars thing. Go in the comment section. Tell us your thoughts. And we'll see you for sure next week, whether it's a Friday or Saturday, to talk about
I'll be
Andor
back.
Season 2. In that case, it'll be 4, 5, and 6, Admiral.
All right.
So let the Force be with you. Let the Force be with him.
May the Force be with you.
Okay, there you go. See, there we go. I'm not a Star Wars guy. So you know what? Deal with it. Until next time, stay off the King's Throne. We'll see you guys where? Right here on YouTube land. Take it easy, guys.